Did you know that after the age of 60, your body processes fat and sodium almost 30% less efficiently than it did when you were younger? Studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that seniors face nearly double the risk of cardiovascular complications when consuming certain high-fat, high-sodium, or heavily processed foods, including some nuts that many people wrongly believe are healthy by default. This is a shocking truth because while nuts are often advertised as heart-friendly and rich in nutrients, not all nuts are created equal. In fact, eating the wrong kinds regularly can quietly increase your blood pressure, damage your kidneys, raise your bad cholesterol, and even accelerate the aging process of your brain. And here's the scary part. Many seniors snack on these nuts daily without realizing the long-term harm they are doing to their health. What's even more alarming is that the most dangerous nut on this list has been linked in studies to a measurable increase in mortality risk for older adults. And chances are, you've eaten it more than once this year. Stick around because when we get to nut number 1, you may be shocked enough to rethink your entire snack drawer. Before we dive in, if you care about staying sharp, healthy, and strong as you age, hit that like button and subscribe. And share this with a friend who needs to hear this too. It might change their life. Number 4. Pecans. At first glance, pecans appear harmless. They're often included in healthy trail mixes, and they're a common ingredient in pies and desserts. However, pecans are one of the fattiest nuts you can eat, with almost 72% of their calories coming from fat. While some of this fat is monounsaturated and technically beneficial, the sheer calorie density of pecans poses a serious risk for seniors. After 60, the body's metabolism naturally slows down, meaning excess calories are far more likely to be stored as fat. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that seniors who consumed high-fat snack foods, even in modest amounts, showed a 17% increase in central obesity within 3 years. Central obesity, belly fat, is one of the strongest predictors of heart disease and diabetes later in life. Pecans are also extremely easy to overeat. Just 1 cup packs over 750 calories, more than a full meal. On top of this, store-bought pecans are often candied, salted, or coated in oils, making them even more dangerous. That handful of pecans with your coffee could be quietly pushing your daily fat intake past the safe threshold, straining your heart and blood vessels in ways you may not notice until it's too late. Number 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamias are marketed as a luxury, buttery-tasting nut. But when it comes to senior health, they are one of the most concerning. They contain the highest fat content of any commonly consumed nut. Up to 76% of their calories are fat, most of it monounsaturated. While this type of fat is generally better than saturated fat, the density of macadamias can still spell trouble. A senior consuming just 10 macadamia nuts is taking in around 200 calories, most of which the body must work harder to process due to age-related declines in metabolic flexibility. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition notes that in adults over 60, diets excessively high in fat can impair insulin sensitivity, raising the risk of type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, macadamias are extremely low in protein compared to other nuts, meaning they do little to support muscle preservation. A crucial concern for seniors facing sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass with age. Instead of providing balanced nutrition, they deliver mostly empty calories. Add in the fact that commercial macadamias are often roasted in unhealthy oils and salted heavily, and you have a nut that can quietly elevate blood pressure, promote weight gain, and destabilize blood sugar levels. Number 2. Cashews. Cashews are one of the most deceptive nuts. They're creamy, versatile, and often found in everything from stir-fries to vegan cheeses. However, cashews are relatively high in oxalates, natural compounds that can contribute to kidney stones. For seniors, this is a particularly serious issue. The National Kidney Foundation reports that kidney stone formation increases significantly after the age of 60, partly due to reduced kidney efficiency. Eating cashews regularly may raise this risk further, especially if your fluid intake is not consistently high. Cashews are also relatively high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts, which can spike blood sugar. For seniors living with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, conditions that affect nearly 1 in 3 adults over 65 according to the CDC, cashews can be more harmful than helpful. To make matters worse, cashews are often sold salted, roasted, and flavored with additives that load them with sodium. High sodium intake is directly tied to elevated blood pressure, which is one of the leading causes of heart failure in older populations. A study in hypertension research revealed that reducing sodium intake by just 1,000 milligrams per day could lower systolic blood pressure by up to 5 millimeters of mercury in seniors, significantly cutting stroke risk. Regularly eating salted cashews can easily sabotage those benefits. Number 1. Peanuts. And now we come to the number 1 nut you should stay away from after 60. Peanuts. Technically a legume, peanuts are often grouped with nuts, and unfortunately, they're the most commonly consumed worldwide. But here's the alarming truth. Peanuts are highly susceptible to contamination by aflatoxins, toxic compounds produced by certain molds. Aflatoxins are recognized as potent carcinogens, with the World Health Organization warning that even low levels can increase the risk of liver cancer. For seniors whose immune systems are often weaker, this is particularly dangerous, but that's not the only issue. Peanuts are also one of the most inflammatory nuts you can eat, especially when consumed as salted roasted peanuts or peanut butter made with hydrogenated oils. Chronic inflammation is a silent killer, linked to heart disease, arthritis flare-ups, and cognitive decline. A study in the Journals of Gerontology found that seniors with higher inflammatory markers had up to 60% higher rates of memory loss and dementia progression. What makes peanuts even more concerning is their omega-6 fatty acid content. While omega-6 are essential in small amounts, in excess throws the body's omega-6 to omega-3 balance completely out of sync, fueling inflammatory pathways. In older adults, this imbalance has been tied to accelerated artery plaque formation and higher risk of strokes. That quick peanut butter sandwich may seem harmless, but for seniors, it could be one of the fastest ways to worsen heart and brain health over time. Now that we've looked at the 4 nuts seniors should absolutely be cautious about, let's flip the script and focus on the ones that can actually protect your health, extend your vitality, and even make you feel younger than your years. Here's something shocking. A landmark study published in the New England Journal of Medicine followed over 118,000 adults for more than 30 years and found that people who ate nuts regularly had a 20% lower risk of death from all causes compared to those who rarely ate them. That's right. Simply choosing the right nuts can literally add years to your life. But before you run to the pantry, keep in mind that not all nuts offer the same benefits, and the difference between a harmful nut and a healing one could mean everything for your heart, brain, and overall longevity. And when we get to nut number 1 on this list, you'll see why researchers call it the ultimate longevity nut, with benefits so powerful that in one trial, just a handful per day cut heart disease risk by almost 50%. If this is helpful so far, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed tips to keep you thriving at any age. And hey, share it with someone you love so they can make smarter choices too. Number 4. Walnuts. Walnuts are often called food for the brain, and for good reason. They are the only tree nut that contains a significant amount of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. For seniors, this is especially important because omega-3s help reduce inflammation in the brain and protect against cognitive decline. A large-scale study published in Nutrients in 2020 found that older adults who consumed walnuts regularly scored significantly higher on cognitive function tests than those who didn't, with improvements in memory, processing speed, and verbal reasoning. Walnuts also lowered LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, which tends to rise with age. Another clinical trial in Spain demonstrated that including walnuts in a senior's diet reduced LDL by 9% on average over just 6 months. Think about that. A simple, natural food lowering harmful cholesterol as effectively as some prescription drugs, but without the side effects. To get the best out of walnuts, seniors should avoid candied or salted varieties. Instead, eat them raw or lightly toasted. You can add chopped walnuts to oatmeal, yogurt, or even sprinkle them over roasted vegetables. Just 1 ounce, about 7 whole walnuts, provides the full omega-3 dose that can nourish your brain and shield your heart. Number 3. Almonds. Almonds have earned their reputation as one of the healthiest nuts, and the benefits for seniors are hard to ignore. They are exceptionally rich in vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that helps protect skin cells and blood vessels from damage. Vitamin E has been linked to slower cognitive decline in seniors, with a JNMA neurology study showing that higher vitamin E intake was associated with a 25% reduction in the risk of Alzheimer's progression. Almonds are also an excellent source of magnesium, a mineral that becomes increasingly important with age as it helps regulate blood pressure, maintain strong bones, and support muscle function. Low magnesium levels are common in older adults, and deficiencies have been tied to higher rates of insulin resistance and hypertension. Eating almonds daily can help restore balance. For example, in one controlled study, seniors who ate 1.5 ounces of almonds per day for 16 weeks experienced a significant 14% reduction in blood sugar levels after meals compared to a control group. Preparation matters. Raw or dry roasted almonds are best. Avoid the ones heavily salted or coated with sugary flavors. A handful of almonds can make for a heart-healthy snack, or you can grind them into almond butter and spread it on whole grain toast for a nutrient-packed breakfast. Number 2. Pistachios. Pistachios might look small and unassuming, but their impact on senior health is enormous. Unlike macadamias or cashews, pistachios provide a much more balanced nutrient profile, combining healthy fats, protein, and fiber in a way that supports metabolic health. What's especially impressive about pistachios is their effect on blood sugar control. A 2019 randomized controlled trial in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating 1.5 ounces of pistachios daily lowered fasting blood sugar by 8% and improved insulin sensitivity in adults with prediabetes. For seniors struggling with blood sugar spikes, pistachios are a natural ally. They are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect eye health. After 60, the risk of age-related macular degeneration increases sharply, but these pigments accumulate in the retina and act as a shield against vision loss. A serving of pistachios provides more lutein and zeaxanthin than almost any other nut. To enjoy them, choose unsalted and in-shell pistachios, which not only reduce sodium intake, but also encourage slower, more mindful eating. Sprinkle them on salads, mix them into yogurt, or simply snack on them in moderation. Seniors who incorporate pistachios regularly often report not only better blood sugar control, but also greater satiety, meaning fewer unhealthy snack cravings throughout the day. Number 1. Hazelnuts. Finally, the number 1 nut seniors should consider eating is the humble hazelnut, a powerhouse often overlooked in favor of almonds or walnuts. Hazelnuts are extraordinarily rich in monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, and folate, a combination that has profound effects on heart and brain health. In the famous PUREDIMED trial, which tracked over 7,400 older adults at high risk of cardiovascular disease, those who consumed nuts daily, including hazelnuts, experienced a 46% reduction in heart attack risk compared to those who did not. That's almost half the risk, achieved by something as simple as a handful of nuts. Hazelnuts also support cognitive resilience. A 2018 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging followed older adults who added hazelnuts to their diet for 16 weeks. The results showed significant increases in blood levels of vitamin E and magnesium. two nutrients directly associated with slower age-related cognitive decline. What makes hazelnuts stand out is their folate content, which helps regulate homocysteine, an amino acid that, when elevated, is linked to dementia and stroke risk. Seniors who consume hazelnuts regularly are essentially building a nutritional shield around their brain and cardiovascular system. The best way to enjoy them is raw or dry roasted, either on their own or ground into a paste as a base for homemade spreads. Just avoid sugary chocolate hazelnut spreads, which cancel out the benefits with added sugar and oils. Instead, blend hazelnuts with a bit of cocoa and a natural sweetener like stevia to create a heart-healthy alternative. So here's what it all comes down to. After 60, every choice you make with food matters more than ever. Some nuts, like peanuts, cashews, macadamias, and pecans, may look harmless, but they quietly raise your risks of heart problems, kidney strain, inflammation, and even memory loss. On the other hand, choosing walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and hazelnuts can completely change the story. These nuts deliver nutrients that lower cholesterol, steady blood sugar, protect your eyes, and even strengthen your brain against age-related decline. It's not about giving up nuts. It's about choosing the right ones. Just one handful of the good kinds each day can add real protection and even extend your healthy years. Small swaps like this can have a big impact on your future. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. You never know. It could be the nudge someone else needs to take control of their health today. Now, we want to hear from you. Were you surprised by any of the 4 nuts that can harm seniors after 60? Or which of the 4 healthy nuts are you most excited to add to your daily routine? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.